then while we're on the topic of anime, I wanted to watch this because I think it's an interesting look to but this is a clip from the English dub of the You're Under Arrest OVA from way back in the day. It was back when there were more like standardized voice acting companies, like set in locations is what I mean. They basically had some in California, New York, obviously, but then in the bigger ones were in Texas and in California. And so ones in like New York and North Carolina they existed and they had their own big chunk of voice acting dubs, but that kind of like focused placement type dubbing has kind of been negated completely by the advancements made on the internet and in commercially owned mics and things that you can own just straight up at home. So you don't see this kind of stuff too much anymore. But I thought it very interesting. This is the North Carolinian anime Cadence, and I think if you listen to it, you'll hear what they're talking about.
Bummer, this summer I was gonna get a tan and lose some weight and dance at the Speed Festival concert and buy candy apples and eat fried octopus balls and seaweed and go goldfish catching and Uzi target shooting and play shell tops and scarf brown sugar pops. Hey.
I love, this isn't about the voice acting, but I love that it specifies the target shooting to be Uzi target shooting. That's just a very funny specification.
And go goldfish catching and Uzi target shooting and play shell tops and scarf brown sugar pops.
Okay, I got the point.
Hey, Yuki, do you know where there's an animal hospital?
A veterinarian? Let's see, I'm not sure if there is one around here.
You're supposed to know that stuff, right?
That's so funny. So, and also this is a thing that people don't really do that much, is hire kids to voice kids.
Okay, I got the point.
Obviously, there's not as much, like, energy or emotion as you would normally hear in, like, an anime child. But I actually think it works better because it just sounds like a kid. Right? Hey, Miyuki.
Hey, Yuki, do you know where there's an animal hospital?
Do you know where there's an animal hospital? Like, he's really trying to sound out hospital, and it sounds...
Yuki, do you know where there's an animal hospital?
A veterinarian? Let's see.
It's kind of a vibe.
There is one around here.
You're supposed to know that stuff, right?
And then when they're all yelling at him, but it's not like super, like, ear blasting. It just sounds like a bunch of kids being like, hey. I think it's very, very funny.
Raise no fool. I know it. Mama didn't raise no fool. I know what's up.
Mama didn't raise no fool. I know what's up. That's gonna be a stim. Mama didn't raise no fool. I know what's up.
Mama didn't raise no fool. I know what's up.
Stop saying that, Natsumi. You know Nakajima and I are just friends. You are worse than those
I love it.
Thanks to whom we blew our chance to catch that Lancia Delta.
Nice try, Miss Fang, but you are not changing the subject. No, I am not through with you yet.
Natsumi?
Nice try, Miss Thang. I'm not done through with you yet.
I wish the world would stop destroying the rainforest. I'd like to see more Mito Common reruns. I hope I win the Samurai Drama Contest and let Lisa Marie and Michael really, really be in love.
She wants to see more Mito Kamen reruns, which is amazing. This is how anime was supposed to be enjoyed. It really is. I don't know. I just think it's very interesting that it sounds so charming when it has the dialectical choices of having a little bit of like a eastern southern twang, while also including the stuff from like hiring kids to voice and having a little bit of slang, a little bit of appreciation for those kind of things. And also,
you're supposed to know that stuff.
This is very funny, but also this.
Mama didn't raise no fool. I know what's up.
Mama didn't raise no fool. I think it's very, very cool because you also don't hear a lot of that stuff from like a lot of mainstream anime. Some do it in both Japanese and English. They both do this sometimes. But a lot of the time you hear, like the shonen protagonist voice, which is not a bad voice. It is indicative of the medium that it is portrayed within, but Everybody
Go
sounds.
goldfish catching and Uzi target shooting and play shell tops and scarf brown sugar pops.
Okay, I got the point.
Okay, I got the point. Like, it sounds like somebody is saying that, right? Or rather than like, okay, I got the point. It sounds like, okay, I got the point. You know, like it sounds like a real, it sounds more like theatrical acting than it does anime acting, which is what I like about this kind of dubbing, which is not super prevalent in any language for the last forever, but it is indicative of like the 90s and stuff when they were making things in Canada and when they were making things in Texas and all these places. I think it sounds very, very cool. Coastal Studios did the dub for this, and it's actually really good voice acting. Even the kids. Anime was made for the Southern twang. I do think so. It's very charming at the very least. I don't know. This is just something I wanted to share because I just think it's very interesting, and I wanted to talk about it and share it with you guys.